What's going on, everybody? I hope you're all well, and welcome back to Final Fantasy. It's been a couple days since my last recording, so high time we get involved in some of this stuff. There's a lot that went down the last time we played this game. We had the dying, we had the old hideaway getting ransacked and slaughtered through. We did take on Cid's name. We are now Cid the Outlaw, carrying the torch that he passed down so gracefully. Hell of a badass death he got too. I mean, if you had to pick dying trying to save the world like that, smoking one last cigarette, it's a pretty good death as far as that goes. If there is such a thing as a good death, I think he certainly got one. I think this is another new character we have here, so let's see what this is about. A lot of books in here.
Lawsman Harpocrates.
Now that is a name I have not heard for a long time. So long, in fact, I had half forgotten it was mine. Welcome home, Clive. You were missed, as always.
I believe this belongs to you. Vivian asked me to return it.
He's just about the only person to call us Clive so far on the hideaway.
Ready? Our resident scholar devours books faster than young Tet does lemon tarts. Would that I could do the same, but alas, I no longer possess the necessary constitution for such indulgence, either in words or tarts. That said, I
never was much of a fan of lemon tarts.
For mention of the creature you encountered at Drake's Head, but without access to the great libraries of Oriflamme or the Dominion, I regret that I have been able to find little and less. I am sorry.
Always been more of a cookie kind of guy myself.
Don't apologize. I'll send word to our associates. See if they can't furnish you with more books.
I fear it is not more books that I require, but the right ones. Mayhap we look in the wrong places. There are still libraries to the north.
I'll see what I can do.
You are too kind. There are not many in this world who would indulge the whims of a tired old historian.
Not too tired to go filching Kupo nuts, though. Always got a pocket for him. Nicks him off the Moogle.
Hush now. We all know there's no such thing as Moogles.
Isn't there literally one in the hideaway?
The twins seem well.
Aye. Yet they laugh far too little for one so young. The loss of their parents weighs heavy on them, however well they hide it. Titan took much from us that night, from some more than others, and the wounds that remain, they are not quick to heal.
Which is why we must give them all the time they need.
That we must. Just as I must give you the time you need to recuperate. Good day, Clive.
Good day.
Something tells me we won't be taking too much time for that.
Gav will be back soon. I should get some rest while I can.
There's a lot of business to be done. From what we played last time, it seems like Kupka has been steady laying traps for us. I assume one of the main reasons we are doing this little
Not back a blink and you're
act is so nobody knows that Cid actually died.
It looks good, Clive. Goes well with the scowl.
I'd had that brand for so long. I'd forgotten what life was like without it. What it was like to be myself. And it's all thanks to you, Talia.
The scalpel did most of the work. Ah, before I forget, a rider was here with a letter from Gav. Otto left it on your desk.
Not a Stolas. All right, I'll have a look.
And then you get some rest.
So that wasn't removed with magic, she literally cut it off her face.
What could Gav have thought worthy of a letter?
She did very good work based on the scar. That would have been painful. Getting a tattoo cut out of your face.
It's over to the Tavern Crown for me.
I thought they were I just assumed they were like burning it off with some kind of magic.
Oh, all right.
What's back here? Wall of memories. The oath. Created the day Clive pledged his allegiance to Cid. This crystal shard transfixed with twin daggers is a powerful reminder of a promise made, a friendship forged, and a legacy inherited. And so this is where all the memories of the campaign are going to go, I assume. How are you holding up, Joe?
Otto was here earlier with a letter from Gav. He left it on your desk.
Sharon Chambers. The reading table. Reports, letters, and other important missives addressed to Clive are delivered to the reading table in his chambers. New messages are always arriving, so make it a point to check the reading desk upon returning to the hideaway. The Republic's play. The Republican army marches on the Empire at Twinside, and the men of the Rook have been summoned to the front. Something big is brewing, I reckon. I'll see you done to wear upon my return. Gav. That's all we had there.
What does Gav have to say?
The Republican army is on the march, leaving Randalar in Hugo Kupka's charge. With him and his men occupied with the defense of the capital, they're less likely to trouble us.
Good news, then.
It's more than that. This is our chance, the one we've been waiting for.
We have no idea Joshua is the one that saved us, huh?
But look how far we've come. All that we have here, our friends, the hideaway, are they not cause for joy?
5 years. 5 long years. If I could only command this power I've been granted, we might have achieved so much more. But each time I reach for it, it's like something is holding me back.
Summoning an Eikon exacts a price not easily paid. Your body knows this only too well. It's merely trying to save you from yourself.
And every burden I cannot bear falls to you.
This mission of ours has made me question everything I thought I knew. But one thing has become abundantly clear. The crystals take more than they give. In exchange for momentary comfort, we must endure a lifetime of pain, war after war, loss upon loss. And now they rob us of our very homes, leaving naught but dust and ash. But you're trying to change that. We're trying to change that. And to me, that's no burden.
I know, but...
Try not to forget. We're only here because Joshua gave us a second chance. It would be a pity to waste such a precious gift.
Okay, so they do know.
He did. He was there. It wasn't an illusion. I heard him call out to Ultima. If Joshua is still alive, he'll be looking for that thing.
Do you think he will ever come back?
I know he will. And we must be ready when he does.
That thing is inside him, keeping it from you. Which I'm sure is going to end in a very unfortunate face-off.
To a world without mother crystals. To Sid.
And so the North is lost.
And
knew that the blight spread ever more swiftly, Your Grace. But this is far, far worse than any could have imagined.
It is only a matter of time before the twins are no more. The world marches ever closer to its end, and here we chase shadows. Tell me, brother, are our efforts in vain?
The hard part of saving people who don't want to be saved.
Master Clive, a moment, if you... my apologies, I didn't mean to... intrude.
Not at all. We were just discussing strategy.
Speak freely, Otto.
It's Martha, from the inn. She's gone missing. Anyway, I'll be in the mess when you've finished.
I'm definitely game to help Martha. She helped us out a bunch. One of Sid's friends, too. The Gathering Storm.
What would make Martha leave the rest?
I'm very curious what this act of the game has in store for us. If it's following the traditional setting, there would be 3 acts, and this would be Act 2 out of 3. I'm very curious. Also, if anybody wondering why Jill's appearance changed, I went into the Arete Stone and we had a skin for her called Snow White, I think. Put that on her. Give her a new outfit. You can also completely customize the appearances of your weapons, so I could get everything to look like Invictus, even if it's not, but I figured I'd see what things actually look like before I mess with that.
What do we know, Otto?
Some lads from the Imperial garrison in Rosaria started a fight over at Martha's Rest. Blood was spilled, bones were broken. The usual. But somewhere in the middle of it all, Martha vanished without a word to anyone. And that ain't like her, Clive. Something's not right.
You think this was planned?
Of course it bloody was. Ever since Eastpool, the Empire's been tightening its grip round the Duchy's balls. They've strung up everyone who's ever set eyes on a runaway, claiming they're traitors to the Holy Throne, conspiring to restore the House of Rosfield to power. And now it sounds like the bastards have turned their attentions to the pallbearers meek enough to stay put. Naturally, old Martha could see the way the wind was blowing, complained that it was getting harder and harder to take bearers in.
And now she's missing. If she's fallen into the hands of the Empire, we could be next.
Couple of curse breakers are already on their way to the inn. They should help speed up the search. But if this is as bad as I think it is, you might end up having to save their asses and all.
Don't worry, Otto. I'll make sure everyone gets home safe.
Certainly, if we can help it. A new quest is available nearby. I don't see a new quest. Where is it? It's down there. I think that's back down the elevator. It is. Okay. I'm gonna pick that up before we leave. I'm interested. Do whatever I can to help these people. We did put them here. I gotta say, this hideaway is certainly an upgrade from the last one. This is a way more defensible position. If anybody wanted to pull up here, excluding Tyan, of course, because of his sheer size. But if anybody wanted to pull up on us like last time, we'd see them from a mile off, and they'd have to come on ships. The ships are very easily disposed of on an approach. A way better position tactically.
Damn blighted bilge. Is everything all right?
Aside from the holes in my hull, everything's roses.
The lake water doesn't agree with it, then?
That's one way of putting it. And unless you got some grand scheme to suck the black from the lake like we do in the atrium, that slurry'll keep eating away at the timber like young Tech does our lemon tarts. Suppose a coat of pitch might stave off the rot for a moon or so, assuming we had any pitch, which we don't. bloody moor. Doubt the old tub's got more than a dozen runs left in him.
You can pick some of that up, surely.
Of course, Obolus. Your skiff is our only means of reaching the mainland. Without it, we'd be lost.
Well, I'm glad someone round here sees it that way. To make pitch, you need pitch trees. But in case you haven't noticed, live trees are one of the 1,000 things sorely lacking in the Deadlands. Now, I'm not so unkind as to ask you to fell a faraway forest and lug the logs back here to the mere, which is why we'll be needing a suitable alternative. And it just so happens I once heard the thorny pitchers of Curltail Falls cover themselves in a sticky wax to trap birds and beetles and whatnot. Might be enough to tide me over.
And where would I find those?
Felling a faraway forest, that's for certain.
Still need the boat. Can't get much done without that. Slay thorny thistles at Curltail Falls. What? That is looking like it's time to move on. 3 Reeds is where the side quest is, and Martha's Rest is where that is. Let's go take care of the side quest first. Again, we ain't doing shit without the boat, so we gotta maintain that. Sounds like a priority to me. Let's not dive off the edge. I haven't messed around with this too much. You know, actually, let's take a look at that. Before I jump into this. Ramu channeled. What does Ramu have? Pile drive. Drive Ramu's staff into the ground, electrifying all enemies within a radius of the strike. Blind Justice, that's the shift. And then E would be Thunderstorm. Lightning Rod. You jam that into the ground. That's very interesting, actually. And this is Summon from the Heavens, a massive, mighty Levin Ball. Okay. What did we get down here for channeling a free? Will of the Wicks and Ignition. Attack while charging, inflicting multiple hits. We can finally upgrade Scarlet Cyclone. We've been using this the whole time. What do I get when I upgrade you? Mastery allows assignment to any icon. Bonus points are reward if using battle techniques during arcade mode. So all that does is let me reassign it. There's no like... There's no benefit aside from that. What does Gouge get for the upgrade? Increases follow-up strike speed. We'll mess with that. But right now, I'm going to test out some of these lightning abilities.
Easier than felling a forest, I said. The trees don't have teeth.
So my E is... That's the chain lightning. I don't have to play with that and get used to it. I'm not overly enthusiastic about it right now, but we'll see.
It's over.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about the lightning tree, but perhaps it's just because
I can't imagine Obolus needing any more than this.
I've adjusted
Time to head home.
to using the other 2 trees, and now it's something new to learn, so it seems underwhelming to me right now. We'll see. I'll investigate that more as we progress. There are things in the Garuda tree that I want to maintain and level up, though.
Well, did you find me some wax?
Find is one way of putting it.
Ugh. Reeks like a chocobo's arse.
Probably means it works then.
I don't suppose the Argo will mind as long as he stays above the waves.
Argo? So your boat has a name? I didn't know.
All good ships do.
Same as my old man. He was a ferryman himself back before the Blight came. The boat's all I have left of him. And thanks to you, he'll sail another day.
Plenty of ability points for that. Badge of Might. +1, that's increased attack. Mid. Alright. Let's make a decision here. Summon a storm of fireballs to circle about Clive, damaging nearby targets, while also absorbing damage. That seems like a pretty solid one. But I would have to pick something to drop. I rather like Heatwave. I guess Scarlet Cyclone could be dropped. Because Heatwave is also my launch, so I don't want to drop Heatwave. This is just more damage. Okay, yeah, let's do that. I don't know why I'm like worrying about this. We can just reset it if we don't like it. So let's do that. Let's go up here. We'll reset Scarlet Cyclone. And we'll master Will of the Wicks. Put Will of the Wicks on there. And we'll see how I like it. If I don't like it, we'll drop it and we'll invest the points somewhere else. Pylon Drive. That one seems like a really good ability. This one I'm not sold on. Okay. Well, for now, that'll do. We'll test out Will of the Wicks. We'll see how I like that. If I don't, we'll drop it for something else. We'll go back to Scarlet Cyclone, or we'll upgrade the Gouge to Master and put that on a Phoenix bar. So you can reassign any mastered abilities.
Come on. We need to find the others.
This looks like it's seen way better days.
Fucking Imperials.
I'm sorry, Sid. We were too late. The Imperials have already left.
We're best off staying where we are for now, I reckon.
Let's get you to a physical.
Sid? What said you'd be coming?
I trust you don't mind. Also thought you might need some help. And it appears he was right.
You, could say that, yes. They're saying the Imperials ascended like a storm. No one was spared their fury. Martha tried to step in and calm things down, but all our efforts got her were a pair of iron shackles and a hard march.
Any idea where?
Okay, so she got arrested by Imperials.
Tracks, they headed towards Sorrowwise Bay.
To the Abbey, sheltering Martha's bearers.
The bastards. Jill and I will go after them. You take care of the people here.
We will.
Well, that's not quite what we were told happened. We said she vanished, not got arrested.
He said the soldiers were talking about a culling. I don't know how big this is, but it doesn't sound good. Be careful out there, Sid.
You do the same.
Otto's information was kind of off. He said she vanished, not got marched off in irons.
That was no tavern brawl. It was a message.
But a culling. Bearers are the property of the Empire. The garrison wouldn't have the authority to act alone. The orders would have had to have come from higher up.
Anything catch your eye?
I'll tell you here in a second. We're all locked up on potions. Really interested in any of that. Let's see. Minotaur Main, Fallen Iron, Frozen Tear. Okay, so we have nothing to sell.
Pretty well.
We maxed on potions, so
Oi, look sharp!
let's pull Martha out of the fire if we're not already too late. Yeah, Otto's information is already far less reliable than Gav's. I don't know who sent him the missive that said she just vanished without a trace, but that is not what happened.
If those Orsons touch an hair on Martha's head, I'll kill them all myself.
Alright, let's see. Okay, well, Will of the Wisps seems effective. You don't get that big flashy AoE style, but it does defend us and it's doing constant damage while we're attacking with our combos, so... Thumbs up so far, question mark.
Up ahead. Martha, are you hurt?
Don't worry about me. It's them at the Abbey who need you. You have to do something.
Tell us what happened.
What happened? The damn Black Shields, that's what happened.
The Black Shields?
The bastards caught wind. The abbot and I were helping bearers. They were gonna hang us both. When the sick rose from their beds, poor souls turned on the Imperials. Distracted them long enough for me to get away.
Then... they may still be alive. Martha, do you think you can make it back to the inn? Cole is there with the other curse breakers.
I think so. Thank you, Clive.
Black Shields? Is this some sort of twisted joke? There has only ever been one Order of Shields in Rosaria, and they fought to defend all her citizens.
Seems a step too far, even for the Empire.
It's nothing sacred to them, huh? They put in the Order of the Shield to save my cooldowns for when we get the... Shouldn't need it for Spudas. I imagine the priest is already cooked too for sheltering these people.
Are we too late?
There might still be someone inside.
Such brave soldiers, huh?
No.
Damn it.
I thought you lot were all spent.
Murderers. They drove the bearers to this.
Wait. These two aren't turned.
That bitch of an innkeeper must have sent them. Colluding with the enemies of the Empire is a serious offense.
What are you gonna do about it?
And for their crimes shall they be punished.
Are these the new Black Shield?
Is the law. To dwell in darkness that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn.
For as much as the Imperials are the bad guys,
We swear.
I do love their armor.
How dare you speak those words? Have you no honor?
Clive.
This won't take long. that all of them?
I think so.
Okay, so I definitely like Will of the Wicks. I'll be keeping that. Scarlet Cyclone will be staying dropped. Breath of the Wind. Reduce gouge cooldown time by 2.2 seconds.
I didn't see the abbot. He may still be alive.
Hold that thought, Joe. Gear and Eikons. Do we have something in here for Scarlet Cyclone? We do. If we're not using that anymore, then we can drop that for just about anything we own. This is the gouge cooldown. Flames of Rebirth, we're not using that. We're not using Ignition. We have anything for Will of the Wicks? Aerial combo damage, Rook's Gambit, we could wheel. Ignition, Flames of Rebirth. Let's just do the gouge cooldown then. Okay, so now we have the gouge cooldown, the gouge damage, and the heatwave cooldown. A perfect setup for me.
Found her.
The abbot.
He was a good man.
The bearers died protecting him, calling upon what little magic they had left in their bodies.
Clive. He's breathing.
We're friends of Martha. We're here to help.
Are the Imperials dead?
They are. Every last one.
If only that were true. The Black Shields will return. The cullings will continue. Rosaria will never be saved unless we save her. Tell Matt to beg Sid's aid and tell her this wasn't her fault.
I shall.
Sid! Where are you? Sid!
In here! We found a survivor!
So the Black Shields basically exist specifically to slaughter slaves. Such brave knights.
He's gone.
Well, the Empire is certainly my most hated faction so far. Even though they have like my favorite armor so far.
We've laid the abbot to rest, but the bearers, they didn't need to die like this.
No, they didn't. But it was their choice. They knew the fate that awaited them and chose to meet it on their terms, fighting for those who fought for them.
Martha said they rose from their beds, threw themselves at the Imperials so she and the abbot could escape.
I've gathered the bearers' remains. We should consign them to the tide.
There's a drawbridge not far from here. Radix Jump. The currents there are swift. If the abbot was still with us, he'd have taken the dust there himself and performed the casting. I'll get someone to...
I'll do it.
Of course. Cole and I will remain here and see to the Imperials.
Man, if I've ever wanted to stick my boot up somebody's ass more than I do the Empire right now, I'm not sure I could think of it. This kind of reminds me of the Mage Rebellion in Dragon Age Inquisition. I desperately wanted to stick my boot up their ass for deciding to side with Tevinter of all things to try to aid their cause. Anybody with a lick of intelligence would have known that that wouldn't be how it was going to work. But their leaders, of course, threw all their people into the blender for freedom that they weren't going to get anyway, just selling themselves into slavery to get independence. Ironically, right? Yeah. The Empire in this game has me definitely ready to rock. What the fuck are you? You look toxic. There's a bounty on this? Okay. Notorious marks. Every now and then, Clive may encounter creatures larger, faster, and more ferocious than most. While flight is always an option, defeating these notorious marks can earn him not only renown, but also rare materials that may be used to craft new gear or upgrade existing items. Say less.
Something has spotted us, Bobo. What am I saying? Of course it has. It's a floating eyeball.
Okay, so a big fan of Will of the Wisps. I assume these notorious marks are the hunts I've heard so much about.
You didn't see that coming.
Oh, interesting pun, Clive. I appreciated it. I've been known to enjoy a dad joke or two. Alright, let's check this little side path first. Whether goodies are more likely to be hidden.
That must be the bridge.
I've been here before. Hey, that chest is open. I thought this was a new area, given that that monster was there. I guess it just hadn't spawned in the last time we were here. final bit of respect we can afford those that were slaughtered.
So shall the waters cleanse thee of thy burden, and bear it out to sea.
I actually love the hell out of what he just said.
And now they are truly free.
I hope so. What of the Imperials?
A pyre was made. It's more than they deserve. We should go back. Cole is worried about Martha.
All right.
Alright, well, this seems as good a time as any to... Actually, we can fast travel back. Let's go check on Martha first before we wrap the episode. If we had to run back there, I would have called it, but we can just zip on back.
No one survived then?
I'm sorry. Before he passed, one of them bade me tell you not to blame yourself.
Doesn't mean I won't. Doesn't mean their blood's not on my hands. Cole said you cast their remains. That was good of you. But it should have been me. This was all my fault.
How? You couldn't have known.
But I did. And I turned a deaf ear to the warnings like the fool I am. The rumors started moons ago. Of black-clad devils descending on villages in the dead of night to slit the throats of sleeping bearers. But I assumed it was all just nonsense concocted by the Empire. Nothing but a ghost story meant to make folk think twice about lending a hand to a fugitive bearer.
It'll be a ghost story when we're done.
Would have been right. What these Black Shields are doing is unthinkable. Which begs the question, why do it at all? My mother obviously has a hand in this. I cannot make sense of her actions.
And picking what goes on in that woman's head is a job for someone with more time on their hands. Right now, I need swords and men to wield them, preferably big ones.
Perhaps the...
Those Imperials think they can come in here again.
I mean, this is a huge benefit of the doubt, but perhaps the mother knows something that we know too.
Oh,
about the Blight and
before I
Ether.
forget, a Stolas from Otto landed just before you arrived. He asked me to tell you that Gav has returned.
Then we must as well. Will you be all right here, Martha?
We can stay longer if you wish.
No need. I'll be ready should the Imperials come calling. Though I wouldn't turn my nose up if you were to lend me a pair of them strapping young curse breakers.
Sounds like a deal. Yeah, perhaps she knows somewhat of the truth about the Blight too. She's ordering all these bearers dead for that reason. I mean, that would be very, very generous. That's the best faith argument I can possibly conjure for this. I imagine that is unlikely to be true. Alright, well, we do have some side quests available. Would also like to go back to the hideaway at some point and check out, see if we have that table that we used to have in the old hideaway. You remember the one where we could look at the Alliance reports? I'd like to take a look at that too, but that is all a story for another time. So thank you for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, leave a like and a comment. If you want to support the cause and help improve the channel, as always, there is a tip link in the description below. Otherwise, stay tuned and I'll see you soon with more Final Fantasy. Take care, everybody. Have a great day.